where it started from small little cards like that.
Yeah, original cards, yep. So I had this client, a 14-year-old girl, who came into therapy and said actually that she had lost her virginity the week before, and I was asking her questions about the guy, and she knew very little about him.
How old was she?
14.
14.
And so I said, well, you know, you probably need to know more than that he's cute, he's tall, on the basketball team, you know, that kind of thing. And so we made a list together of other important questions like, you know, does he have another girlfriend, or how does he get along with his family? And I gave her that list, and I didn't think she would play with that list. So I took the questions from that list and put them on these cards and gave her the stack of cards. She took them home. A month later, she came in and said, I played with those cards with my new boyfriend, and we spent an hour talking about them. And I thought, oh, I figured it out. It's got to be small bits. It's got to be tangible, and it's got to be cute, and she'll play with it.
Oh, it evolved into these beautiful cards. I don't know if you can see it from there.
With main questions on the front, and then sub-questions on the back.
So this one is like, is this person critical of others? And then it has a whole bunch of
additional questions, right?
It's beautiful. And
you know, it's interesting with the cards too, Veronica, is that you're sort of forced to make a decision just because you're holding it. This one is anger. Is this person angry, mean, or agitated much of the time? If I'm really sorting this for a relationship, I have to decide what I do with it. I could put it at the bottom of the pile and get to it later, but at some point I'm going to have to decide, is this partner that I'm evaluating in the positive column or the negative column or the I don't know column? I have to sort of make a decision. And that sort of is an interesting effect of having them be on cards. I have to sort of find a place to put them, where with a book I can just turn the page and deal with it later.
And with that particular one, the anger one, what does it say in the back?
It says, is this person sarcastic and negative? Does this person insult others and put them down? Does this person believe things are supposed to go their way in their life? Does this person's anger turn against themselves in the form of self-harm or self-criticism or depression? Do I feel safe when this person is angry? Does this person take responsibility for the consequences of their anger? And does this person, where does this person direct their anger, and how do they demonstrate their anger?
This is fantastic.
Additional questions about just this issue of anger. Yeah.
And you can answer that yourself because you're getting to know the person.
Right. Hopefully, as you're dating somebody, you're thinking about these kinds of questions as you interview somebody or explore them in the beginnings of a relationship.
This is a very, very unique way of learning.
There's a book, and the book explains each card and why each card is important. So if you look at, let's pick another card out of the pile, treasure them. Do I treasure this person? If I want to know why does it matter whether I treasure them, I could read the section in the book on treasuring them and understand a little bit about why that would be valuable in a relationship. Some of it's pretty obvious that I'm not going to be happy in a relationship with somebody I don't treasure, but sometimes we don't think about those things as we approach relationship. The other thing that's cool about the cards is the stacking them. So I can literally see how my relationship stacks up. If I sort them for somebody, I end up with several piles, the yes pile, the no pile, and the I don't know pile. And so I can see how my relationship stacks up, and I can see in that middle pile how much I don't yet know, which makes it wise for me to go slowly in the engagement in the relationship until these questions are answered, because some of those might be things that would harm me if I wasn't paying attention. So it's an interesting way to play with psychological wisdom, you know, important questions, important things to think about. And what's interesting about the cards too is there are no answers. The book doesn't say, well, the right answer is. The answer is decided by the person asking the questions. Not everybody is going to value the same things someone else values. Does this person take turns does this person take their turn in conversations? That may not matter to me. I may be a quiet person, and I may like that my partner fills up the space all the time. You, if you are liking to talk too, may be really annoyed if someone doesn't take their turn. So the questions are going to be answered differently depending on the person.
Their needs.
And their needs,
Needs. Things to know before you say go. I find that it's kind of like a heart opener. It teaches you to open your heart and to be open about your expectations, correct?
Right.
And to accept or not to accept, that's up to you.
Right. You can use this, the name of the deck, which is Things to Know Before You Say Go, could be used as a way to say things I should know before I say go. So yes, I think people can use them. They're not intended that way, but Certainly. I think especially after a relationship is over, it's helpful to look at what questions I forgot to ask. Why did the relationship end? Because there are certain things I didn't think about prior to entering the relationship that if I had thought about them or really scrutinized the person about that particular issue, I might have decided not to be engaged in the relationship. So yes, I think you can use them in the midst of sorting out a relationship and deciding whether to stay or go away. It's about being conscious about choices. Yeah. And that's kind of a radical idea for us women, isn't it?
Yes,
unfortunately.
Totally.
But I'm glad we're in a day when it's really okay to ask whether I like something rather than just does the man like me.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, we do ask that question a lot. Am I pleasing to them? And we, again, this material is all about, do they please me?
Yeah, this is more like reality. What advice would you give to the folks out there, to our viewers?
Be mindful, be thoughtful, listen to your heart, and ask a lot of questions. Be patient with love. If you're choosing a life partner, they're really hard to get rid of. So choose wisely. Choose wisely and approach it slowly with intention and equipped with some good questions.